The contributions that we have had from different federations actually forms the whole idea of what is required. You know, when the world is moving very fast, and we are part of the world system. And as we look at what other people are doing, we must also come and discuss ourselves and say, what do we need to do? What are the areas that we need to look at, so that we can catch up with some of the developments that have been seen in other parts of the world. So I'm very happy, by the way, today that the contributions have been very, very mature, very objective, and I think it is really to the point for us to move forward. So we are really looking forward to seeing the draft, the final product, and then we move on from there. Maybe we'll also need to look to be reviewing this thing more often, maybe annual review, so that we are very current from what is happening. Things move very fast, and if we keep it for, I think the last time we talked about the Sports Act, I think it's quite a long time ago, and it came into effect in 2013. We are now in 2025. I mean, surely somewhere in between, or even 2-3 times, they should have been reviewed to take care of the current situations.
Yeah, I'm excited about this because it's a space that, or it's an initiative that actually enhances accountability and also involvement of us in the decision making. However, my desire is to see our feedback being taken seriously and not just a space where we give reviews and then what comes out is something else. So we hope that everything that we've shared out will actually be implemented. But one of the things I was also hoping people will talk about is the emerging sports and the amateur sports. It is something that we are struggling, even as a federation, and I know it's not only jump rope, but even other amateur sports. So what is the input? We were looking for something like the input the ministry is looking forward to bring up these amateur sports or upcoming sports to reach the level of other sports.
My name is John Ohaga. I chair the task force on the review of the sports policy, institutional and legal framework. As a task force, we have now embarked on stakeholder participation. This afternoon, we have just completed a very, very successful forum with federations, talking about what the role of federations is in sports governance, athlete welfare and development, and all the other issues that are germane to the development of sports. We have really had a rich discussion with federations about governance, the shortcomings in governance, what the aspirations of federations are, what their responsibility should be, their failings in terms of accountability and transparency, and how that can be best addressed either through the policy or through legislative initiatives. We have also talked about how we can best accommodate and elevate the role of women in sports, the role of people with disability, how to ensure that they have access not only to funding, but also to infrastructure and other facilities that enable them to optimize their performance as sports persons. We have been emphatic that nobody should be left behind, that there are no second-class citizens, that everybody must find a place within our sports ecosystem. We have also talked about the roles of schools and tertiary institutions. These really are the breeding grounds for where potential is identified, creating pathways that are sustainable, and ensuring that we provide incentives, as well as ensuring, of course, that we have in place proper safeguarding protocols that ensure that when children and young people are being nurtured in the sports environment, that they are safe, that they are in the hands of professionals who are subject to ethical parameters or protocols which are well recognized. We had a very useful contribution from sports professionals about how they feel that they can fit within the sports ecosystem, whether as physiotherapists or sports medical practitioners or sports nutritionists.
To be 24 clubs in the country because it's dangerous, isn't it? Can we end at 150?
This is the classification with all those certificates needed, and we also realize that the process takes a lot of time. Suppose that it is also captured in the sports policy, so that as far as promoting hosting of international events, if you look at the global space, you realize that most of the sports, global sports activities are taking part in the Middle East. They are promoting that, volleyball and many other sports which we do very well.
These are not federations and they are not clubs. And with them in place, registered by the registrar. So that for us, the styles are not registered, it means we don't have a federation. Because everybody goes by this. The issue of the sports fund, yes, I support my friend from boxing.
Some, unfortunately, also including some sports officers, expect us to perform poorly. It's very asynchronized performance, answer it and get it to win at the global stage. So when it comes to the enactment of or improvement of this policy, which we know that is happening at the moment, we will reach that federations also technical investment one has to put up to bring up the team
to be 24 clubs in the country because it's dangerous, isn't it? Can we end at 150?
This is the classification with all those certificates needed, and we also realize that the process takes a lot of time. Suppose that it is also captured in the sports policy, so that as far as promoting hosting of international events, if you look at the global space, you realize that most of the sports, global sports activities are taking part in the Middle East. They are promoting that, volleyball and many other sports which we do very well.
These are not federations and they are not clubs. And with them in place, registered by the registrar. So that for us, the styles are not registered, it means we don't have a federation. Because everybody goes by this. The issue of the sports fund, yes, I support my friend from boxing.
Some, unfortunately, also including some sports officers, expect us to perform poorly. It's very asynchronized performance, answer it and get it to win at the global stage. So when it comes to the enactment of or improvement of this policy, which we know that is happening at the moment, we will reach that federations also technical investment one has to put up to bring up the team to